Hey, it's Monday. That means it's time for the Old 52, brought to you by Primal Paper Comics. That's where you can get my comic, Red Knight, the free Comic Book Day special, for free actually, you can download off the website. And just this week, Jeff Hewitt's The Ends, number 7, that's right, he has broken the threshold. This is the most Primal Paper ever. He's the first title that's hit the 7 mark. Jeff, you beat me. This issue is fantastic, actually. Highly recommend checking it out. You can get all these comics plus more over at primalpapercomics.com. So, let's talk about The Spirit, number 1, from Darwin Cook. And pretty much Darwin Cook. He also had some help with J-Bone and Dave Stewart with the coloring. But this is pretty much his baby. This is after the passing of course, Will Eisner, and he had sold the rights to DC to keep publishing the book. And the first thing they did was they got Darwin Cook to revitalize the character. And what he does is really interesting. He doesn't keep the continuity from the previous version, at least as far as I can tell, done by Will Eisner. What he does is he modernizes it, and not in a stupid, annoying way. He still retains what is like fun about the character in his universe, but realizing it takes place in the 2000s, so there's a really good, healthy mix of it, and it's still done in the spirit of Will Eisner, without totally trying to rip him off, which I think is also a good way to do it. It starts where, right off the bat, we see this kind of parody of Wolf Blitzer's Situation Room, with this female anchor of a network, a news network. I think it's the Emergency Room, and her name is Penny Penny Wolfgang. Anyway, there's a big story where one of their own anchors and correspondents was kidnapped on air. She was about to she was about to conduct an interview that was going to blow the lid off of this crime boss's empire. This crime boss known as the Pill. Also, his real name is Amos Weinstock, but he's really horrifyingly disgusting. We'll get to that. Anyway, look at this beautiful pic, and it's him, it's the spirit running through the city lights. And if you take a look, you can pay attention. The city lights as he's running by look like they say the spirit, which is a homage to what Will Eisner used to do. He used to really have a lot of fun kind of finding a way to put the title in the opening pages in a non-typical way, and usually it would kind of fall into the cityscape or something like that. It's always just so cool. Anyway, our hero's trying to save Ginger Coffee, the correspondent, who I'm not too familiar with the Spirit's history before this series, so I'm not totally sure if Ginger Coffee is a character from the Will Eisner days. I don't recall, but boy, she really kind of falls into that. And Darwin Cook draws her very, very Bruce Timm. She looks like kind of a Bruce Timm woman. Anyway, she's been kidnapped by, let's see, Weinstock himself. Just before he kills her, she is rescued by the Spirit himself. By the way, the Pill has some sort of horrifyingly awful acid powers, where he kills one of his henchmen, the actual guy that she was actually going to do the interview with. Anyway, the Spirit rescues her, but as he's doing that, she calls her studio on her cell phone, so she does a live play-by-play as them escaping, which is kind of dumb because they're trying to avoid the bad guys as they're trying to escape. Meanwhile, there's also crooked cops, and she is keeping everybody abrupt. So of course the bad guys are watching this and going, "Hey, let's go here and kill them." The the dialogue between Spirit and Ginger is actually really fun and refreshing. But what's funny is she is narrating this trip that they're taking. I mean, every step of the way, and he stupidly doesn't realize it. He which is pretty funny. It's like, why do you keep talking like that? Anyway, they're rescued by his Spirit's sidekick, Ebony. This is the first time Ebony shows up, and I think Darwin Cook does a great job doing a modern take on this character, because unfortunately, of the times, the original take on Ebony is kind of a little awkward. The way Eisner drew him and wrote him, so he really comes together here like a modern day kid, and that's even addressed here as well in the dialogue. Tons of fun. Oh my God! The only tragic part about this is that Darwin Cook didn't stay on this book forever. I think he did 10 or 12 issues, maybe. I don't know if he was just contracted and he was going to do it. The series fell flat afterwards. The way you shouldn't modernize it is the exact thing they did after he left this book. I recommend not just picking up this, just pick up everything he did on this series. I think it's 10 or 12 issues. It's not that expensive. They've actually been collected in 2 trade paperbacks collecting his run on the series. Highly recommended. This is probably the best #1 of the old 52 that I've been talking about, if not one of the best. Check it out. Spirit #1 by Darwin Cook. Take care. Push the button, Lindsay.